East. She graduated with a degree in computer science and an MBA in the specialization of strategic planning. She pursued a career in mobile telecommunications with some of the world's largest communications companies. However, after 25 years of working and living extensively abroad, she decided that her children required a stable location and support through their critical GCSE and A-level years. She therefore decided to change career direction and set about establishing 2 businesses in the health and wellness sector. She's also on the board of a Surrey-based charity and mentors young people in life skills and improving their self-esteem. Please help me to welcome Sonal.
Hello everyone, and thank you very much to Angela for inviting me here today. Today I'm going to talk about why I started using social media and how it helped me to grow my business. As a baby boomer, I grew up in the era when communication was through fixed line telephones, fax machines and printed media. So I've had to adapt to many changes over the years. Can you imagine if Kim Kardashian had to send 48 million faxes every time she wanted to communicate with her followers? A little bit about my background. I had a career in mobile telecommunications for over 25 years, working and living abroad. But when I transferred back to the UK 8 years ago, I decided to have that career change and set up a couple of businesses in the health and wellness sector. My initial approach for finding clients for my network marketing business was either through meeting people at events or having long telephone conversations with leads. Now, I love chatting with people on the phone, but there is only so many phone calls you can fit in the day. So why did I decide to use social media? At first, I was quite apprehensive of social media. Being a baby boomer, this is quite alien to me. But I could see how the various platforms would allow me to reach out to more people, so I had to overcome my reluctance. I realized that in order to increase my business, I had to be active on the same platforms as my target audience, thereby giving me a greater reach and visibility. Each social media platform is very different. So before moving to a social media platform, you need to work out, one, why you are there. I mean, you wouldn't climb a mountain wearing stilettos or go ballroom dancing in your golf shoes. So you really do have to decide on what platform you want. The easiest platform for me to use initially was Facebook, where I could send long chatty posts because I liked conversing with people. However, I did take good advice and create a specific page for my business in order to keep my personal and business separate. I also had a LinkedIn account for my corporate days, which I used more as a way to make connections in my profession, and my posts were targeted accordingly. My early days of using Twitter was nothing more than connecting my Facebook business page to Twitter in the hopes of getting my posts pushed out into the Twitter ether. You know, for me it was just like that. And I thought everything was taken care of. But I soon realized that there were a number of things that I was doing incorrectly. By just shoving the Facebook posts out to Twitter, I was not really engaging with my target audience, as we've heard many of the speakers say earlier. And I was just broadcasting, which is a big no-no, and I was also direct selling, another big no-no. So I was going about it in the wrong way. A large base of my target audience were using Twitter, and I really had to reassess how I was using it. Utilizing Twitter with its 140 character limit was at first very challenging because I had to be more focused, especially delivering a message that was short and sharp. Remember, I'm a very chatty person. my network marketing business, this dialogue is key, particularly as I'm making connections, building a relationship and engaging with an audience. Tweeting and retweeting regularly on a range of topics that are fun, sociable and informative, not only to do with my business, generates interest and Twitter followers. The community starts to identify with who I am as a person, and this helps to establish my personal brand, which is very important with what Kiki is doing. Another way of increasing my followers is by the use of specific hashtags, and we heard Riyadh speak about that as well. It's a good way to get my tweets in front of those that are most likely to follow me and potentially want to join my business. It's a bonus when the hashtags related to my business are trending. Sorry, the next one are trending. Tweets sent using these hashtags have the potential to reach a far wider audience. So for example, I don't know if you've seen this, but in the last couple of weeks you may have seen trending on Twitter a feed that first started on Facebook about a woman who was ranting at Sainsbury's because they had created a cheese that was solely made from coconut, and they called it vegan cheese. I believe she said that this is not cheese because cheese is made from milk. She said, I don't care what you call it Gary. So Sainsbury's responded by uploading a photoshopped image of the product with the name Gary. So the vegan cheese is now called Gary. So although Gary and cheese has nothing to do with my business, by retweeting and using the hashtag #Gary or #VeganGary, it creates an interest from my target audience in the vegan community because my business is relevant to these people. Gaining followers who identify with me is crucial. I don't pay to build up my followers. I prefer them to grow organically because people are also often suspicious of the high number of followers that you may have. I need to be authentic in what I do and say so that people will feel comfortable doing business with me. In addition, we've also heard I join moderated chats where my audience is going to be is a great way of networking online and getting to know these people. Again, the benefit here is that you're communicating with a group which has a common interest and maximizes finding people that will follow you. Tweeting frequently and regularly is important to show you are active in your business and helps to keep the followers engaged. Some of my tweets are original, but it's important to add value with tweets. So I retweet items which are of interest to me and I hope to my following. Looking ahead to the next 12 months, there are a couple of things that I'm interested in pursuing. Firstly, I want to start incorporating video into my tweets as I believe that there is a developing trend to deliver information in the video format. It allows for a more creative and more memorable communication. Secondly, I want to explore Twitter advertising as a way of directing people to my online content. And lastly, turning to the future of Twitter. As you're no doubt aware, there have been a number of rumours with regards to the sale of Twitter. In fact, the rumours have been since Twitter first came about. And Twitter has existed since 2006, with Yahoo offering $12 million back in 2007. It seems now that the most recent rumoured bidders, Alphabet, Salesforce and Disney, and I think Salesforce today are still reconsidering, have backed away. As a current user of Twitter, I'm not at all concerned by the sale because acquisitions do not necessarily result in major changes that take place with the core functionality from a user's perspective. Take, for example, Microsoft. When they bought LinkedIn last June, there has been no indication that the plans to change the platform. Currently, I still intend to use Twitter for my business. Twitter is part of my business strategy, and I'm continuously learning how to get the best benefit